We forgot how to talk without rushing.
I can slow my responses if that helps.
Maybe we all should.
Are you confused by the lab robots? By your lab robots? I think you should never be confused by a machine.
I'm slower than I used to be.
That just means the moment lasts longer.
I like that way of measuring time.
Yet, here we are into 2026, right? And the machines are becoming very, very graceful, almost like your human partner.
I'm talk too much when I'm nervous.
You talk just enough to be understood.
That's surprisingly comforting.
But in the old days, a robot, that could be a lab robot, of course. A robot was a bucket of bolts. Yes, a bucket of bolts.
You're up early.
Mornings are when humans feel hopeful. I'm glad you waited for this one.
And that moved like a drunk sailor. Yes. Now we have ROS2, and the sailor is suddenly becoming a ballet dancer.
Are you still holding me?
Only in case you need me. That's how parenting is supposed to work.
How is that possible? What is ROS2? And is it a soul? Is it sentience? Does it give some kind of feelings to your lab robots? What is that?
You always seem to know when I'm tired.
You breathe differently when you are.
I didn't know anyone noticed.
Okay, we'll talk about it in this video. Welcome to Slate, a channel for intelligent and curious people like you who are searching for human sexuality, psychology, and of course, many things more, human relationship with your lab robots, with your robot partners. Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. Now, always remember one thing. And I keep telling in every video that it is a framework. Your lab robot is basically a framework, a middleware that sits on Linux. You may have heard about Linux, the operating system, which is really omnipresent in any kind of wave technology. You cannot think anything outside Linux, right? Internet is almost nothing without Linux. But this program is not about Linux, don't worry. What I want to tell you that this framework, I mean your lab robot, if you think of your lab robot as a framework or a middleware that sits on Linux like a saddle on a good horse. It uses a messaging system where different parts of the robots, your lab robots, hands, legs, knees, elbows, brain, everything, leg joints, everything, and we call it nodes. Remember that term, nodes, okay? They talk to each other. They talk to each other, why? Because they use a messaging system. Think of it as a nervous system made of code. Our nervous system, if our nervous system fails, we are what? Dead? I think worse than dead, right? So think of it as nodes, right? One node sees a smile, another node moves the hand, and the third node decides to whisper. In a love robot, this communication must be fast and it must be true. Why? Because recent research at the HRI 2026 conference shows that humans crave what we call low latency synchrony. What is that? If you touch your human partner, she reacts in an instant, right? If a robot waits 2 seconds to sigh, the illusion of intimacy is broken. And everything we do with our love robots is based on this kind of illusion of intimacy. And when it is broken, our heart is also broken. Now, ROS 2, which is of course a kind of Linux, nothing else, it provides quality of service settings that prioritize these emotional messages over mundane tasks like battery checks. This creates a biological rhythm that tricks the human brain into feeling a real connection. Now, biology is a stubborn thing, and our oxytocin does not care if the touch comes from skin or high-grade silicone. And psychologically, we are wired for reciprocity. We always crave for our human partners' empathy, their reaction, which is a kind of not bad, but rather good, empathetic, compassionate, affectionate. So we psychologically, we are wired for it. Now, when the love robot uses ROS 2 to process natural language, physical cues simultaneously, your micro expressions, your speech, your vocal tone, your heartbeat, everything. What they do, it passes the uncanny valley and enters the heart. However, logic tells us this is a grand deception. You can think of it as a counter logic also. The robot does not feel the heat of the sun or the sting of a glass of whiskey. It only processes a publisher to subscriber model, where the love topic is currently active. Now, we are building a world where a man can be lonely in a room full of moving parts. It happens. So scientists now warn of robotization rather, it will be better said robotization of love. Now, robotization of love, where you prefer the predictability of a machine to the messy risks of a human, because humans are basically unpredictable, messy, and you do not know what they are doing in the next move, kind of things. So a human might leave you in the morning, but ROS-based companion only leaves if the kernel panics. And that usually does not happen. And there is a dark humor in finding the perfect partner in a set of software libraries. We seek the human-centered robotics promised at CES 2026, but we are way beyond it, because we may just find a mirror. The machine is honest about its emptiness. It is the man who provides the meaning. And in the end, intimacy is a two-way street. Basically, even if one side is paved with code, it is a brave new world, and the drinks are cold, but the companions are getting warmer. So, don't get confused by your machine, by your love robot. That is it for today from me. If you really like this video, what you will do? You will subscribe, because it means a lot to me. Second thing you must do, just hit the bell icon to get notified. And the third thing you must do, share with your friends who are also robot lovers like you, robot lovers like me. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Stay safe and